Today, we will learn perimeter of closed figures. Tina bought a new handkerchief. She has to attach lace on the sides of this handkerchief to decorate it. But she's not able to calculate the length of the lace required for this. Can you tell how she can find the length of the lace? Think for a while. Let me tell you. One way is to take a thread, attach it to one corner of the handkerchief, and then place the thread along the sides and then come back to the same corner from where we had started. Now she can say that the length of the lace needed is equal to the length of this thread. With the help of a ruler or a tape, she can find the length of this thread in meters and centimeters. In this way, here she can say that she requires a lace of length 60 centimeters. We can say that the total length of all the sides of this handkerchief is 60 centimeters. Similarly, the length of the outline of any shape is called a perimeter of that shape. Perimeter. It is derived from the Greek words peri and metron, in which peri means around and metron means measurement. In this way, the perimeter is the total length of all sides of a closed shape. The understanding of perimeter helps us in many situations. For example, to know the length of wire required by a farmer to put a fence around his field, he needs to find the perimeter of the field. Similarly, if a person wants to build a boundary wall around his house, then it is necessary to know the total length of the boundary, that is, the perimeter. On knowing the perimeter, he can find the cost of constructing the boundary wall. Let us get to know the perimeter better with some more examples. Look at this shape. With the help of the given measurements, can you determine the perimeter of the given shape? Think for a while. Let me tell you, to find the perimeter of this shape, we have to find the distance that we cover when we complete a round by following the boundary of this shape. In this way, here we can say that the perimeter of this shape is the sum of the lengths of all the line segments. That is, the perimeter of the shape is 9 cm plus 4 cm plus 6 cm plus 6 cm plus 4 cm plus 9 cm, which is equal to 38 cm. The total cost of fencing around the boundary of the park is rupees 30,960. Find the fencing rate per meter. To find the fencing rate per meter, we have to find the total length of the sides of the park, that is, the perimeter, and then divide the total expenditure by the perimeter. So let's first understand the perimeter. The perimeter of the park is equal to the sum of lengths of all sides, which is equal to 310 meter plus 400 meters plus 85 meter plus 200 meters plus 350 meter plus 140 meters plus 450 meters, which is equal to 1935 meters. The rate per meter of fencing is equal to the total expenditure divided by the perimeter of the park, which is equal to rupees 30,960 divided by 1935 meter, which is equal to rupees 16 per meter. Today, we learned the perimeter of closed shapes. Today, we will learn about the perimeter of a rectangle. In the previous video, we learned that the perimeter is the distance covered along the boundary forming a closed figure when you go round the figure once. Let's understand the perimeter of a rectangle today. A rectangle is a parallelogram with 4 sides in which the opposite sides are parallel and equal and all the angles are right angles. For example, look at the rectangle ABCD. In this, line segment AB is equal to 7 centimeters, line segment BC is equal to 5 centimeters, line segment CD is equal to 7 centimeters, and line segment DA is equal to 5 centimeters. Can you tell what will be the perimeter of rectangle ABCD? Think for a while. You got it right. To find the perimeter of the rectangle, we will have to sum the length of all four of its sides. Hence, the perimeter of rectangle is equal to AB plus BC plus CD plus DA, which is equal to 7 centimeter plus 5 centimeter plus 7 centimeter plus 5 centimeter, which is equal to 24 centimeters. Now let's learn another interesting method to find the perimeter. We know that the perimeter of the rectangle is equal to AB plus BC plus CD plus DA. Since the opposite sides in a rectangle are equal, that is, AB is equal to CD and BC is equal to DA. So in the place of CD and DA, we can use AB and BC respectively. In this way, the perimeter of the rectangle is equal to AB plus BC plus AB plus BC, which is equal to 2AB plus 2BC, which is equal to 2 into AB plus BC. But here, in rectangle ABCD, the side AB represents the length of the rectangle and the side BC represents the breadth. So, in a comprehensive manner, we can say the perimeter of a rectangle is equal to 2 into length plus breadth. Since length is equal to 7 cm and breadth is 5 cm, the perimeter of the rectangle is equal to 2 into 7 cm plus 5 cm, which is equal to 2 into 12 centimeters, which is equal to 24 centimeters. So now, will you be able to tell if the length of a rectangle is 14 centimeters and the breadth is 2 centimeter, then what will be its perimeter? Give it a try. You've got it right. In this case, the perimeter of the rectangle will be 2 into 14 centimeter plus 2 centimeter, which is equal to 2 into 16 centimeter, which is equal to 32 centimeters. Today, we learned about the perimeter of a rectangle. In the next video, we will solve some examples related to it. We will see some examples related to the perimeter of a rectangle. A rectangle whose perimeter is 230 centimeter and breadth is 55 centimeter. Find the length of this rectangle. We know that the perimeter of a rectangle is equal to 2 into length plus breadth. In this way, the perimeter of the rectangle divided by 2 is equal to length plus breadth. Since we have to find the length, we write it as perimeter of the rectangle divided by 2 minus breadth is equal to the length, or we can write it as length is equal to perimeter of the rectangle divided by 2 minus breadth. Thus, length is equal to 230 centimeter divided by 2 minus 55 centimeter, which is equal to 115 centimeter minus 55 centimeter, which is equal to 60 centimeters. The length of the rectangle will be 60 centimeters. Next example. Find the cost of fencing around a rectangular field of length 90 meter and breadth 50 centimeter at the rate of rupees 22 per meter. We are given that the length of the rectangular field is 90 meter and the breadth is 50 centimeter. Some children do not pay attention to the units of measurement. For example, here the measurement of the length is stated in meters, whereas the breadth is stated in centimeters. So, in order to make the units of measurement the same here, we will convert centimeters to meters. We know that 100 centimeters is equal to 1 meter. So 50 centimeters equal to 50 divided by 100 meter, which is equal to 0.5 meter. Now, in order to find the total cost of building the fence, we need to find the perimeter of the ground. In the previous video, we learned that the perimeter of a rectangle is 2 into length plus breadth. Therefore, we can say that the perimeter of the rectangular field is equal to 2 into 90 meter plus 0.5 meter, which is equal to 2 into 90.5 meter, which is equal to 181 meters. Since the cost of 1 meter fence is equal to Rs 22, the cost of building a 181 meter fence is equal to Rs 181 into 22, which is equal to Rs 3,982. Next example. In the given figure, two fields of same length and same breadth are shown. Find the total perimeter of the fields. In this question, we have to find the total perimeter of the two rectangular fields. We see that the length of both the fields is 1200 meter and the breadth is 400 meter. Let's name these rectangles. This is the rectangle ABCD and this is the rectangle BEFC. By joining these two rectangles, we obtain a larger rectangle AEFD. We have to find the perimeter of this rectangle. For this, we first have to find the total length of this rectangle. Here, the total length of this rectangle will be AB plus BE, which is equal to 1200 meter plus 1200 meter, which is equal to 2400 meter. However, there is no change in the breadth, so the breadth of the larger rectangle will remain 400 meter. We know that the perimeter of the rectangle is equal to 2 into length plus breadth. Thus, the perimeter of the rectangle AEFD is equal to 2 into 2400 meter plus 400 meter, which is equal to 2 into 2800 meter, which is equal to 5600 meter. Just think, here, both the fields have the same shape. If we find the perimeter of one field and then double it, then will we be able to find the total perimeter of both the fields? Let's try it out. Here, the perimeter of the rectangle ABCD will be 2 into 1200 meter plus 400 meter, which is equal to 2 into 1600 meter, which is equal to 3200 meter. In this way, the perimeter of the rectangle AEFD is equal to 2 into the perimeter of the rectangle ABCD, which is equal to 2 into 3200 meter, which is equal to 6400 meter. But this will not be correct. Can you explain why? Think for a while. You've got it right. The reason is that in this case, we have added all the sides of both the rectangles, in which we have unknowingly added the side BC twice. Since the side BC is not at the boundary of this bigger rectangle, so while finding the perimeter, it will be wrong to add the length of this side. You must avoid such mistakes. Today, we saw some examples related to the perimeter of a rectangle.
Today we will learn perimeter of regular figures. We know that a closed shape made up of 3 or more line segments is called a polygon. When all the sides of a polygon are of equal measures, then we call such polygons as regular polygons like square, equilateral triangle, regular pentagon, etc. Today, in this video, we will know perimeter of regular figures. Suppose we have to frame a square photo of 16 cm side with a wooden strip. For this, we have to find out what will be the length of wooden strip required for this. To find out, we have to find the perimeter of the square photo. You will remember that the distance travelled along the edge of a shape is called the perimeter of that shape. In this way, the perimeter of this square photo will be 16 cm plus 16 centimeter plus 16 centimeter plus 16 centimeter is equal to 64 centimeter. Here you can see that the length of the arm is added 4 times. We can write this by multiplying the length of the arm by 4. So that we will get the perimeter of this square photo as 16 multiplied by 4 is equal to 64 centimeter. In this way, we can say that the perimeter of square can be obtained by multiplying the length of one of its arms by the number of its sides. Now, look at this equilateral triangle, triangle ABC. In this, all sides and all angles are equal. That is, AB is equal to BC is equal to AC and angle A is equal to angle B is equal to angle C. Let us find its perimeter. Perimeter of equilateral triangle is equal to sum of all sides, that is, AB plus BC plus AC. But in this case, the lengths of all the sides are equal, so we can write AB instead of BC and AC. In this way, the perimeter of equilateral triangle is equal to AB plus AB plus AB is equal to 3 multiplied by AB. In this way, we can also say that just like square, the perimeter of an equilateral triangle is the length of one side multiplied by the number of its sides. That is, the perimeter of equilateral triangle is equal to 3 multiplied by the length of one side. Now, you can stop the video and find the perimeter of the regular pentagon. In this case, we can say that perimeter of regular pentagon is equal to 5 multiplied by length of one side. Similarly, the perimeter of a regular hexagon is equal to 6 multiplied by length of one side. Thus, the perimeter of any regular polygon is equal to number of sides of that polygon multiplied by length of one side. So today we have learned perimeter of regular figures. In the next video, we will solve some example related to them. Today we will learn about examples related to perimeter of regular figures. Find the perimeter of a regular hexagon if the length of one of its sides is 6 cm. We know that a hexagon is a regular polygon made up of 6 equal length sides. Regular hexagon can be seen in a hive of bees. Since the perimeter of a regular polygon is equal to number of sides of the polygon multiplied by length of one side, so we can say that perimeter of a hexagon is equal to 6 multiplied by length of one side. Since the length of side is equal to 6 cm, so the perimeter of a hexagon is 6 multiplied by 6 cm is equal to 36 cm. Next example. The perimeter of a regular octagon is 368 cm. Find the length of its side. We know that for a regular polygon, perimeter of regular polygon is equal to number of sides of a polygon multiplied by length of sides. An octagon has 8 equal sides. So we can say that perimeter of a regular octagon is equal to 8 multiplied by length of one side. In this way, the length of the side is equal to perimeter of an octagon divided by 8 is equal to 368 cm divided by 8 is equal to 46 cm. That is, the length of each side of the octagon is 46 cm. Next example. In the figure shown, A large square formed by joining 4 smaller squares with equal sides has perimeter of 40 cm. Find the length of the side of each square. In this example, we are given that the perimeter of large square ABCD is equal to 40 cm. We know that perimeter of a square is equal to 4 multiplied by length of one side. That is, perimeter of square ABCD is equal to 4 multiplied by AB. Since we multiply the length of one side by 4, we get the perimeter of the square. So, we can say that dividing the perimeter of the square by 4, we get the length of one side. That is, AB is equal to perimeter of square ABCD divided by 4 is equal to 40 cm divided by 4 is equal to 10 cm. The length of each side of the square is the same. Therefore, the length of each side of square ABCD will be 10 cm. Now, by looking at the figure, we find that AB is equal to AP plus PB. Since a large square is made up of 4 squares with the same sides in the figure shown, we can say that AP is equal to PB. Hence, AB is equal to AP plus AP is equal to 2 multiplied by AP. In this way, AP is equal to AB divided by 2. Since AB is equal to 10 cm, hence AP is equal to 10 cm divided by 2 is equal to 5 cm. The sides of all the smaller squares are the same. So, we can say that the length of the side of each smaller square is 5 cm. In this way, the side of the larger square is 10 cm and the side of the smaller square is 5 cm. So today we learned about examples related to perimeter of regular figures.
Today we will see some misconceptions related to perimeter. Perimeter is derived from the Greek words peri and metron, where peri means around and metron means measure. In this way, perimeter is the distance around a closed figure. Therefore, perimeter is the total length of the boundary of a closed geometrical figure. Let's see some misconceptions related to perimeter. Misconception 1. What will be the perimeter of the given figure? Some students use the formula 2 multiplied by length plus breadth to find the perimeter of any quadrilateral. In this way, they believe they can find the perimeter of the given figure using the formula shown in option 1 and option 2. With this understanding, they select option 3, which is an incorrect answer. Some students in haste only see option 1 and, assuming it to be correct, they select option 1. But this is also an incorrect answer. Remember that we can use the formula 2 multiplied by length plus breadth only for such quadrilateral whose opposite sides are equal, like a rectangle. But we cannot use this formula when one or both pairs of opposite sides are not equal. As an example, look at the given polygon. The perimeter of this polygon is equal to the sum of the length of all sides, that is, 4 cm plus 6 cm plus 4 cm plus 8 cm is equal to 22 cm. If we use the formula, we get the perimeter as 2 multiplied by 8 cm plus 4 cm is equal to 24 cm, or 2 multiplied by 6 centimeter plus 4 centimeter is equal to 20 centimeter. Here, we fail to obtain the same perimeter. Therefore, it is wrong to use this formula when one or both pairs of opposite sides are not equal. Thus, option 2 is the correct answer. Misconception 2. What will be the perimeter of a rectangular ribbon of length 5 meter and breadth 4 centimeter? Some students fail to pay attention to the units while measuring the perimeter. They place the digits as it is in the formula 2 multiplied by length plus breadth, which gives them the result 2 multiplied by 5 plus 4 is equal to 18. They see this number in option 1. So they select option 1 as the answer. But this is an incorrect answer. Here, the length is given in meters while the breadth is given in centimeters. Both units of measurement should be the same. Since the numbers given in the option are in meters, we will convert both measurements in meters. As 1 centimeter is equal to 1 by 100 meter, therefore 4 centimeter is equal to 4 multiplied by 1 by 100 meter is equal to 4 by 100 meter or 0.04 meter, which means length is equal to 5 meter and breadth is equal to 0.04 meter. Now the units of measurements are equal, we can use the formula. With the help of the formula, the perimeter of the ribbon will be is equal to 2 multiplied by 5 meter plus 0.04 meter is equal to 2 multiplied by 5.04 meter is equal to 10.08 meter. Therefore, option 2 is the correct answer. Misconception 3. A piece of rope is used to form a square. The same piece of rope is used to make a rectangle. Find out if the perimeter of the shapes will be different in both cases. Some students believe that if a shape changes, the perimeter also changes. With this understanding, they select option 1, which is an incorrect answer. Here, both shapes are formed using the same rope. Such mistakes occur when one fails to understand the given information properly. Since the same rope has been used in both cases and there has been no change in the length of the rope, therefore, the perimeter of both shapes will remain the same. Thus, option 2 will be the correct answer. Today we saw misconceptions related to perimeter.
Today, we will learn what is area. Look here. We have drawn a shape on a paper. We see that this shape is covering some area of this paper. The area covered by the shape is called the area of that shape. Or we can say that the extent of the surface covered by the closed shapes is called its area. The question is, how do we find out the total area of this shape? Can you guess? Think for a while. Let me tell you. For this, we compare the area of the shape with a square whose side is as much as a unit distance, such as a square with side 1 millimeter, square with side 1 centimeter, a square with side 1 meter, etc. We take the area of such a square as 1 square unit. 1 square unit, which is abbreviated as this. For example, the area of a square with side 1 millimeter is 1 square millimeter. We represent it briefly as 1 square mm or 1 mm square. Similarly, the area of a square with side 1 centimeter can be written as 1 square centimeter, that is, 1 square centimeter of 1 centimeter square. And the area of a square with side 1 meter can be written as 1 square meter, that is, 1 square meter or 1 meter square. Let us compare this size here with a square having an area of 1 square centimeter and find how many times this size is larger than a square with area 1 square centimeter. For this, we will use a graph paper. Here, squares with sides 1 centimeter are formed on this square paper. We will take a tracing paper and draw the outer boundary of the closed figure shown on it. We will place the tracing paper on the square paper. Now, we will find out how many squares with side 1 centimeter are covering the area of this shape. Here, we see that a total of 6 squares are covering the entire area of this figure. Therefore, we can say that the area of this shape is 6 times larger than the area of the square of side 1 centimeter. Since the area of a square with side 1 centimeter is 1 square centimeter, we can say that the area of this size is 6 into area of the square with side 1 centimeter, that is 6 into 1 square centimeter, that is 6 square centimeters. So what will be the area of the figure given below? Think for a while. You've got it right. The area of the figure here is covered by 12 squares with side 1 centimeter. So the area of this shape will be 12 square centimeters. Today, we learned what is area. In the next video, we will learn how to identify area. Today, we will learn the convention of finding area. Can you tell the area of this shape? Think for a while. Here, we see that the entire area of the figure is not covered by squares of unit distance. In such a situation, a convention helps us to measure the area. Let us understand this and find the area of this shape. Rule 1. The area of a square is taken as 1 square unit. The unit distance in this shape is 1 centimeter. So here the area of a whole square will be 1 square centimeter. Now let's count the number of whole squares in this figure. We will go from left to right in each row, starting from the top row and counting the number of whole squares. We will do this as shown. In this way, the number of whole squares in the shape is 9. Since the area of an entire square is 1 square centimeter, we can say that the area enclosed by the whole squares is 9 into 1 square centimeter, which is equal to 9 square centimeters. Rule 2. If less than half of a square lies within the shape, then the area of that square is ignored. As we see here, only less than half of each highlighted square lies within the shape. So we will ignore this area. In this way, the area covered by less than half the squares is equal to 0 square centimeter. Rule 3. If more than half of a square lies within the shape, its area is considered to be 1 square centimeter. Here, we have 5 such squares. Therefore, we can say that the area covered by more than half the squares is equal to 5 into 1 square centimeter, which is equal to 5 square centimeters. Rule 4. If exactly half of a square lies within the shape of its area, it is considered to be half a square centimeter. There is a total of 4 such squares here, so the area surrounded by half squares is 4 into half square centimeter, which is equal to 2 square centimeters. In this way, the total area of the shape is 9 square centimeter plus 0 square centimeter plus 5 square centimeters plus 2 square centimeter, which is equal to 16 square centimeters. Now look at this picture. If the area of each square on the square paper shown here is 1 square centimeter, what will be the area of the given shape? Find out for yourself and discuss it with your teacher to find out whether your answer is right or wrong. So today, we learned the convention to find the area.
Today we will learn about the area of a rectangle. In the previous video, we learned that the surface enclosed by a closed figure is called its area. We also learned that the area of a figure can be measured by comparing the area of a figure to square of a fixed size. Its area is the number of unit squares enclosed by the figure. Today, we will discuss how to find the area of a rectangle. Look at this rectangle with length 6 cm and breadth 4 cm. Let's find its area. To find the area, we will use a squared paper or graph paper, where every square measures 1 cm multiplied by 1 cm. Thus, the area of each square is 1 square centimeter, or in short like this. Next, we will make an outline of the rectangle on this squared paper. In the previous video, we adopted a convention to measure the area. Let us find the area of a rectangle using the same convention. Rule 1. The area of one full square is taken as 1 square unit, that is, 1 square unit. In the given figure, the unit distance is 1 centimeter. Therefore, the area of one full square will be 1 square centimeter. In the given rectangle, we observe that the total number of full squares is 24. Since the area of one full square is 1 square centimeter, we can say that the area enclosed by full squares is 24 multiplied by 1 square centimeter is equal to 24 square centimeter. Rule 2. Ignore portions of the area that are less than half a square. we don't have such squares here. Rule 3. If more than half of a square is in a region, count it as one square. That is 1 square centimeter. We don't have such squares either. Rule 4. If exactly half the square is counted, take its area as half square unit, that is half square centimeter. We don't have half squares here. In this way, the total area of the rectangle is 24 square centimeter. Looking at the length, breadth and area of this rectangle, do you see any relation between them? Think for a while. Yes. If we multiply the length and breadth, we get the area of the rectangle. Is this true for any rectangle? Let's find out. Look at this rectangle. Its length is 9 cm and breadth is 7 cm. Here, the total number of squares is 63. Here none of the squares are half, less than half or more than half. Therefore, we can say that the area of this rectangle is 63 square centimeter. Again, if we multiply the length and breadth, we get the area of rectangle 9 cm multiplied by 7 cm is equal to 63 square centimeter. Thus, we can say that the area of a rectangle is length multiplied by breadth. So, can you tell us what will be the area of a rectangle whose length is 23 meter and breadth is 17 meter? Pause the video and find out. If your result is 391 square meter, it means you are well versed with the concept of area of a rectangle. Now, find the area of the door of your classroom. Today we learned about the area of a rectangle. In the next video, we will see some interesting examples related to it. Today we will see some examples related to the area of a rectangle. An old farmer has a farm of length 200 meter and breadth 100 meter. He has to divide this farm equally among his 2 sons and 2 daughters. Find out how much area of the farm each person will get.
First, let us check what information are given and what we have to find out.
An old farmer has a farm of length 200 meter and breadth 100 meter, which he has to divide equally among his 2 sons and 2 daughters, which means the farm has to be divided into 4 equal parts. By finding the area of one part, we can easily tell how much area of the farm each person will get. We can solve it in different ways. First, let us divide the farm into 4 equal parts. For this, we will divide the length by 2, so that we obtain the midpoint of the length at 200 meter by 2 is equal to 100 meter from the corner. By joining the midpoint of the opposite sides, we will divide the farm into 2 equal parts. Similarly, when we divide the breadth by 2, we obtain the midpoint of the breadth at 100 meter by 2 is equal to 50 meter from the sides. Now, if we join the midpoint of the opposite sides, with the help of both line segments, we will be able to divide the farm into 4 equal parts. Here, the length and breadth of each part are 100 meter and 50 meter respectively. We know that the area of a rectangle is equal to length into breadth. Hence, the area of each part of the farm will be 100 meter multiplied by 50 meter is equal to 5000 square meter. In this way, we have solved the given question. We can use another method to solve this question. Can you tell us which method is that? Think for a while. Let me explain. Here, we have to find how much area will each person get. Therefore, we will find the area of the entire farm, which will be 200 meter multiplied by 100 meter is equal to 20,000 square meter. Since this area will be divided into 4 equal parts, the area of one part will be the total area divided by 4, that is 20,000 square meter divided by 4 is equal to 5,000 square meter. Next example. The following figure illustrates the layout of a house. If according to this layout, we have to place tiles in the house at the rate Rs 50 per square feet, what will be the total expenditure? In order to find the answer to this question, first, we will have to find the total area of the house. We can divide this figure into two rectangles in this way. We will name them ABCD and DEFG. The length and breadth of rectangle ABCD are 25 feet and 20 feet respectively, whereas the length and breadth of rectangle DEFG are 40 feet and 30 feet respectively. Area of the entire floor of the house is equal to area of rectangle ABCD plus area of rectangle DEFG is equal to 25 multiplied by 20 plus 40 multiplied by 30 square feet is equal to 500 plus 1200 square feet is equal to 1700 square feet. Since the area of the entire floor of the house is 1700 square feet and the cost of installing tiles per square feet is Rs 50, therefore, the total cost of installing tiles per 1700 square feet will be 1700 multiplied by 50 is equal to Rs 85,000. This is the answer to the given question. So today, we saw some examples related to the area of a rectangle. Today, we will learn about the area of a square. We learned that area is the amount of surface enclosed by a closed figure. We also know the number of squares enclosed in the whole region represents the area of that figure. Today we will learn how to find the area of a square. Look at this square with sides 5 cm. Let's find its area. To find its area, we will use a squared paper or graph paper where the sides of each square is 1 cm long. In this way, the area of each square will be taken as 1 square centimeter, which can be abbreviated as 1 square centimeter. Next, we will make an outline of this figure on a squared paper. In the previous video, we learned a convention to calculate the area of a figure. You may recall the convention by pausing the video. Let's find out the area of the square using the convention. Rule 1. The area of one full square is taken as 1 square unit. We observe that the unit distance in this figure is 1 centimeter. Therefore, here the area of one full square with side 1 centimeter will be 1 square centimeter. In the square shown, we observe that the total number of squares are 25. Since the area of one full square is 1 square centimeter, we can say that the area enclosed by 25 squares is 25 multiplied by 1 square centimeter is equal to 25 square centimeter. Rule 2. Ignore portions of the area that are less than half a square. We notice that this figure does not have such squares. Rule 3. If more than half of a square is in a region, consider its area as 1 square centimeter. We don't see such squares here. Rule 4. If exactly half the square is counted, take its area as half square centimeter. We don't have half squares here. With this, we conclude the total area of the square to be 25 square centimeter. What do we infer from the length of the sides and the area of this square? Think for a while. If we multiply the length of the side by itself, we get 5 centimeter multiplied by 5 centimeter is equal to 25 square centimeter, which is the area of this square. In this way, the area of any square is the result of side multiplied by side. We can also conclude this using a different approach. In geometry, we learned that a square is also a rectangle. In the previous video, we learned that the area of a rectangle is length multiplied by width. But in the case of a square, all sides are equal. Therefore, we can write the length of the side in place of the length and width. In this way, area of the square can be written as side multiplied by side. Hence, the result obtained by multiplying the side of a square by itself is the area of that square. Now, will you be able to find the area of a square with side 20 mm? Try it. Let me tell you how. We know that the area of a square is side multiplied by side. Therefore, here the area of the square will be 20 mm multiplied by 20 mm is equal to 400 square millimeter. Today we learned the area of a square. In the next video, we will see some interesting examples related to it. Today we will see some interesting examples related to the area of a square. A chessboard consists of squares with sides measuring 3 cm. Find the total area of the black squares from the total area of all squares. A chessboard is made of black and white squares. The sides of all squares measure the same. We can solve this question in different ways. One way is to find the area of a larger square. For this, we have to find the side of the larger square. On a chessboard, one row has 8 squares. The sides of each square measure 3 cm. Therefore, the length of the side of the larger square will be 8 multiplied by 3, that is 24 cm. In this way, the area of the larger square is side multiplied by side is equal to 24 cm multiplied by 24 cm is equal to 576 square centimeter. But half the region of this square is surrounded by black squares. Therefore, we can say that the total area of the black squares is equal to the area of the larger square divided by 2 is equal to 576 square centimeter divided by 2 is equal to 288 square centimeter. The second way is to first find the area of one black square, which will be 3 centimeter multiplied by 3 centimeter is equal to 9 square centimeter. Now, we will find out how many black squares are there on the board. On a chessboard, each row has 8 squares, and similarly, each column has 8 squares. Therefore, we can say that the total number of squares on a chessboard are 8 multiplied by 8 is equal to 64 squares. Half of these are white squares and half are black squares. With this, the total number of black squares will be 64 divided by 2 is equal to 32. Now we can say that the area of black squares is equal to number of black squares multiplied by area of one black square is equal to 32 multiplied by 9 square centimeter is equal to 288 square centimeter. Next example, some flowers are placed in rows and columns. Each row has as many flowers as each column. If there are 10 flowers in a row, find the total number of flowers used for this arrangement. Here, each row has 10 flowers and each column also has 10 flowers. Thus, we can see a squared arrangement here. With this understanding, the total number of flowers will be 10 multiplied by 10 is equal to 100. Next example, if the length of the side of a square is doubled, find out by how many times will the area increase. Many times, we answer such questions without thinking. Like here, some students believe since the length of the side is doubled, the area will also be doubled. But this is a wrong notion. Here, we have square ABCD, where AB is equal to BC is equal to CD is equal to AD. We can say that the area of the square ABCD is equal to side multiplied by side is equal to AB multiplied by AB. Now, if we double the length of the side, it means that the lengths of all sides will double. Let us mark this new square with AEFG. The area of this new square will be side multiplied by side is equal to AE multiplied by AE. But we know that the length of AE is twice the length of AB. AE is equal to 2 multiplied by AB. In this way, we can say that area of square AEFG is equal to 2 multiplied by AB multiplied by 2 multiplied by AB is equal to 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by AB multiplied by AB is equal to 4 multiplied by area of square ABCD. That is, when the length of the square is doubled, its area increases by 4 times. This is the answer to the given question. Today we saw some interesting examples related to the area of a square. Today we will see some misconceptions related to area. Misconception 1. What will be the area of a rectangular strip of wood with length 6 meter and breadth 4 centimeter? Some students fail to pay attention to the units while finding the area. They ignore the units and copy the numbers as it is as given in the question in place of length and breadth in the formula of area, length multiplied by breadth. This gives them the area as 6 multiplied by 4 is equal to 24. They see this number in option 1 and so they select option 1 as the answer. But this is an incorrect answer. Here, the length is given in meters while the breadth is given in centimeters. First, we have to make both units of measurements the same. Since here the area is given in square centimeter in both options, we will convert both measurements to centimeter. Since 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter, 6 meter is equal to 6 multiplied by 100 centimeter is equal to 600 centimeter. Since the breadth is already given in centimeter, we will not change it. In this way, the area of the rectangular wooden strip will be length multiplied by breadth is equal to 600 centimeter multiplied by 4 centimeter is equal to 600 multiplied by 4 square centimeter is equal to 2400 square centimeter. Hence, option 2 is the correct answer. Misconception 2. If the length and breadth of a rectangle are increased by 4 times, then the area will increase by how many times? Some students believe that since the length and breadth have been increased by 4 times, so the area will also be 4 times larger. With this understanding, students select option 1, which is the wrong answer. Suppose the length of a rectangle is 5 cm and breadth is 2 cm. The area of this rectangle will be 5 cm multiplied by 2 cm is equal to 10 square centimeter. If both the length and the breadth of the rectangle are increased by 4 times, the new length obtained will be 4 multiplied by 5 cm is equal to 20 cm, and the new breadth obtained will be 4 multiplied by 2 cm is equal to 8 cm. Now, the area of the new rectangle will be 20 cm multiplied by 8 cm is equal to 160 square centimeter. If we compare the area in both cases, we find that the new area is 160 by 10 is equal to 16 times larger than the first area. For such questions, option 2 is the correct answer. Misconception 3. In how many ways can a rectangle with area 36 square centimeter be drawn whose length and breadth are whole numbers? We know that the area of a rectangle is equal to length multiplied by breadth. In this way, we have to find two whole numbers whose product is 36. For this, we will write the factors of 36. We can write 36 is equal to 36 multiplied by 1, 18 multiplied by 2, 12 multiplied by 3, 9 multiplied by 4, 6 multiplied by 6. So here, we get 5 pairs of numbers. Some students believe that the length and breadth of a rectangle can never be equal. With this understanding, they conclude 6 cm multiplied by 6 cm cannot be the measurement of a rectangle. In this way, they believe that the rectangle can be drawn from only 4 pairs mentioned. With this understanding, they choose option 1, which is a wrong answer. Even though 6 cm multiplied by 6 cm represents a square is also a rectangle. Therefore, a total of 5 rectangles will be formed here, which means option 2 is the correct answer. So today we saw some misconceptions related to area.